Hey everybody, this is Richie from the Metal Cell Forums. Shout out to our main sponsor, Rising Suns, the award-winning brewery in Cork. It is the perfect weather to call in and sup some nice beer. So if you're in the vicinity, be sure to call in. Now, I want to welcome back everybody to the forums. Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since we've had the forums, just with people being off and trying to get the time to do it, I suppose. So welcome back, Howard, man. How have you been?
It's good to see you. Nice to be back. It's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah. Danielle and Letty. Letty, this is your first forums. Welcome aboard.
It is. I am very excited to talk about these songs.
Yes, we'll see if you're opinionated or not. Danielle.
I'm very opinionated.
Oh, good.
Yes,
good.
Good. We need someone to fill in for Evan.
Yes, we do actually. Yeah.
And it's always the drummers.
It's always the drummers. Actually. Big chip on their shoulders, you know.
I'm a drummer and I'm nice. So.
I'm just realizing there, yeah, sure. Danielle's a drummer, Letty's a drummer, Evan's a drummer. What the fuck? Myself and Joe are bassists and Howard. Should we have a band, lads? We have a band.
This is it. Let's do it. The Metal Cell podcast band.
It's the only thing I haven't done at this stage, for fuck's sake. So how's the body, Danielle, after Hellfest?
It's pretty crippled now, in fairness. It was definitely there was an extra day of camping this year for me, so that was a bit tougher. But and we got all types of weather this time. There was torrential rain one of the days. We're all standing under a gazebo while there was lightning overhead, so that was
wow.
That's
fun. The first, isn't it?
That's the first since I've been there. Last year, the second weekend of Hellfest, it rained, and I wasn't there the second weekend, just the first. But didn't dampen the spirits anyway.
Did I see you with a plaster on your leg?
You did, yeah.
You did.
It was. You know what? If it was something like drunken, I would have felt better. But it was so sad and stupid. I was like, one of the lads broke my camping chair, and I went to go into the tent after having a shower, and like didn't lift my leg up high enough and just like completely caught it. All day. Then Emma was trying to get me to go to get stitches, but I was like, nope. Just power through. So just power through it. But it wasn't as bad. I got sunstroke over there, which was shite.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's no joke, is it?
No, but it's funny because I thought I was just really badly hungover. So I woke up and I was like, Jesus, I feel really strange. This is a weird hangover. I better drink it away. So that was like the worst thing to do to sunstroke. And I was just completely confused and didn't really know where I was and what was going on.
Jesus.
For a few hours. But yeah. They were like, we'll just bring you inside to see a few bands and you'll be fine. And I was like, wow.
What day was that?
That was Saturday, I think.
Okay.
That happened. Yeah.
Okay.
But I kind of came to after a while, after a good few hours. I was grand.
The symptoms of sunstroke is just like severe migraines, is it? And just being weak.
I was just like confused. I kept like kind of getting sick, trying to, and just like kind of it felt like I kept saying to lads, I kept being like, I kind of feel like I'm like detached from reality. It was a really strange feeling, but yeah, I came back to it after a while, thankfully, so it was all good.
And highlights of the weekend? Any bands in particular?
June were unbelievable.
Oh, from Scotland.
Yes, they were fucking class. I'd seen them on a whim. I was at Damnation 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And Pa Murphy was like to me, oh, you better check these out. And I kind of just walked in and was blown away. They were class. Their live set is up on YouTube if anybody wants to check it out from Hellfest.
Yeah. Spelled with a V in its name, just so you know, Howard.
It's
I saw clips of it actually over the weekend, and it was one of the better performances, I thought. But it was kind of a remarkable festival in the sense that there was no kind of discourse about it all week, which usually after a festival you've got streams and streams of people bitching about how bad the facility was or bad the sound was and so on. But in this one, it seemed to be just quietly in and quietly out, which is always a good sign, you know?
Yeah, no, it felt a bit more packed than other years. There's a few things here and there, but no, it was massive success. They were definitely a highlight. Celeste were unbelievable.
I've seen them before. They're the lads with the red dots.
Yeah, they were
fantastic.
Class.
They're very like they used to be like the older Gojira.
Yes, that's exactly what they're like, and they sing in French.
Yeah.
A band my number one band that I wanted to see was Bong Ripper. and they're one of my favorite bands. But they changed the Stoner Doom stage and they put it open air as opposed to in a tent. And I thought that really took from the atmosphere. Like, I'm not sure if an instrumental Stoner Doom band works really well open air, and it was kind of confirmed when I seen them, and like I was like bigging them up to all the camp. I was like, "You're going to be blown away, Bong Ripper, fucking amazing," and people were just kind of standing there going,
I understand.
"Yeah, it's kind of not going anywhere." But a Kiss were really good, man. I wasn't. I went to take the piss out of them, and I was like, God, except for like the singer talk so funny. He was like, "Hi, Hellfest, how you doing?" But yeah,
brilliant.
yeah, loads of other bands. Slipknot, like I seen loads over the weekend. So Carpenter Brute, unbelievable. Yeah.
Any ambitions to go, Letty?
It's always on my to-go list, that and download. I'd love to do all of them, but like it's just funds.
Yeah. Did you see they're selling the tickets for next year on the 27th?
That was cheeky, wasn't it?
I saw they immediately went up.
Yeah, they announced it on Sunday, and I was like, "What?" I was going nuts in the crowd. I was like, "What are you doing selling it like a week later?"
Yeah.
But they put out a post today that they've heard the feedback, and they're only going to sell 50% of the tickets now and 50% in October.
It's fucking ridiculous, like.
Their argument was that loads of people couldn't get tickets this year, and they wanted to give people a chance who hadn't gotten them before. And it's like, I've gone for 7 years, like.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a bit of a cop-out, isn't it?
Fuck the regulars then, like.
Yeah. You know, so it's kind of catch-22, but
yeah,
would highly recommend it to anyone. Just following on from our last podcast on safety gigs as well, they had like this Hell Watch thing, kind of like Safety Gigs Ireland there.
Okay.
All about that, all like to report any incidents. They had like volunteers going around patrolling the camps, which was fantastic. And they reported they had no major incidents the whole festival.
Wow,
So
that's
That's
impressive.
amazing.
That's really good.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. So yeah.
And would you have paid as much attention after doing the podcast with Safe Gigs to? I know because you said that before that you heard of it, like, but.
Yeah, I think I would. I pay a bit of attention, not as much, but I definitely would have kind of copped on being like, oh, at least they're aware of that kind of, and they're trying to police it and stuff. It definitely would have, and it was hard to miss it because when you opened the app, it was the first thing that came up on the app, on the front page, and it was very in your face there, which was great.
That's class.
Yeah. So well done, Hellfest.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay. Essentially 4 songs. Sorry about the amount of them, but it's just the amount of releases that are coming out, lads. It's just crazy at the moment. But so song 1 is Coma, and it's of and Divine. The Dionysus and Vine. That's it. Yeah, I know I'd fuck it up, but so I'll just give you a background to it. Coma, they're a blend of thrash and metalcore for fans of Silosis, Trivium, and Alter Bridge. The lyrics are inspired by the Greek god of wine and revelry and the intoxicating power of the vine. The song is intended to capture the joy of tragedy, comedy, and festivities. It was originally wrote by the bassist, Darren Fleming, and quickly evolved to become a showcase of Coma's range of influences and abilities. It incorporates thrash metal inspired guitar parts, melodic and scream vocals, authentic hooks, and a dynamic and confident groove. With production duties handled by Josh Robinson, the track is a polished and thoughtful mix master about it. Okay, we'll give it a spin here and see what you think of it afterwards. Okay, Danielle, we'll start with you. Did Coma impress you?
This isn't something I would usually listen to. But I think there's something kind of charming about it, or something, isn't there?
Catchy, anyway.
There is, like, that those vocals you wouldn't usually put over, like, they're like, he's got those type of clean vocals over screaming kind of vocals doesn't usually work, but I think there's something about it that does work. And yeah, there's great musicianship in there.
Absolutely,
yeah, it wouldn't be for me, but I think it's very impressive. I don't know, maybe Howard, you might be able to comment on this, but did the mix feel a bit like everything was a bit separate at times?
Yeah,
Didn't
like, I was trying to figure out whether it was a drum machine or not,
Yeah,
and I don't know, is that testament to the skill that he has as a drummer, or is it a negative
yeah,
in the sense, it's hard to distinguish what's going on. I agree with you there.
yeah. I think that was the kind of one thing that
Doesn't feel cohesive or together,
yeah, that would be kind of the only thing. But overall, I think it's fun, and it's well done.
Yeah. Letty?
I hand on heart, I do not like Alter Bridge or Trivium. I just never could get into either of them. But Coma, especially with the vocal styles, reminded me more of Howard Jones, Jesse Leach of Killswitch Engage, how they did kind of, the screaming over the singing.
Yeah.
So I'd give him more of a Killswitch Engagey vibe than anything. But as Danielle says about the drums, the snare sounded very sampled, if you get me. It didn't sound like a snare.
Yeah, that stood out to me as well, the snare, actually.
Yeah. But I do like how the bass, you could audibly hear the bass, where like sometimes in mixes it gets kind of muddied down or you can't hear it, but it did stand out, which is what I liked about it.
Yeah, and the musicianship, you were happy with the musicianship, the solos, everything was really cool, no?
Yeah, the solo was quite good. It's definitely like to see him shred live.
Yeah. Did they actually play Bunted last weekend with Pure Sonic Outcasts and another band that are coming up, Humanity Check?
Oh yes, we talked about the event, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Yes.
So be interesting to hear people's views on the gig itself if they went to see Coma. And
I'd like to see the comments on the drumming, mainly, if they've heard this song and then notice something.
Yeah. I really liked it as well. It's right up my street. It was fresh sounding, and again, couldn't fault it. And the more I listened to it, the more I liked it. Definitely one of those situations with me, we've actually lost Howard.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's happening with that. We'll give him a few minutes and wonder what he doesn't hold back his words anyway. So
No.
What kit do you play, Danielle?
Well, my kid's been at home for 15 years. No, not 15. I'm not that old. About 8 years while I haven't lived with my drum kit, but it's a Mapex kit.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, but I'm hopefully moving in with my drum kit again. No, I'm hopefully getting a house soon that I can actually have a drum kit in. So I will definitely get back to playing. I got to play over at Hellfest, which was fun.
Nice.
Yeah, they have. I got to do it again.
there's no footage of it this year.
There is.
there?
Dave Gannon has it, so I
Okay.
don't know if you'll ever see that. But what about yourself, Letty? What do you play?
I play a Tama Imperial Star.
Nice. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
And
been a
are
few
you
years.
in a band, Letty, or what are you up to?
I'm in a band that's dormant at the minute, so I'm trying to get this jam going up with this other guy. He so hopefully we can get something going with that. But I do love it. I only picked it because if you're aware of the drummer from Royal Blood, he's got 2 floor toms, and I say that he's my inspiration for having 2 floor toms, because he says in a Guitar Center interview, "Why have 1 floor tom when you can have 2?" So I was like, that's
2
my
floor
mindset.
toms it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
cool.
is that harder again to master?
No, it's literally just one is 2 inches bigger than the other one. I've got a 14, I think it's a 14 and a 16.
14
Okay.
and 16.
Yeah.
nice and deep.
Yeah.
Nice and deep. Yeah.
And will the music be kind of like Royal Blood, Letty, or what's it going to be? Have you decided?
Mix of everything. So Nirvana, Therapy, bit of Metallica, that those sort of influences. Nice and heavy, more like Load Reload era Metallica.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. A
Cool.
bit of groove then, more so.
Nice.
Yeah.
See,
Howard is saying that the power went out.
shite.
Oh, okay. So what? We'll just continue on. Will we move on to the next song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay. He can fill us in. He can fill us in when he comes back in relation to his opinions. So Humanity Check is the next song, Built to Kill. And we'll give it a spin and then we'll hear what you've got to say about it.
Shall be your downfall, destined to suffer the fate you have earned. I have come to take your fucking life.
Okay, Letty.
Well, that's right up my alley. I love songs like that. Like, I love the lyricism in that one.
Yeah.
And just comparing it to the other track, you could tell like those were a real proper drum set, if you get me. It just sounds totally different.
And
I'd say the guitars could probably be turned up a bit more in that mix, just to balance it out a little bit, but pretty good. I would come back to them for sure.
Okay, so just the background about them, they've been on hiatus for a couple of years and they're now back to catch up with those missing years. There's a concept album around the corner which revolves around one question: does the human race deserve to survive? While exploring this question, there will be no compromises made. Instead, Humanity Check will dive deep into our darkest desires and lay them bare to connect with you, the listener, in a way you have never experienced and heard before. The artwork is class as well. I don't know, do you notice the artwork? It's by Costin Quer Renew. He did the artwork for Ghost, Arch Enemy, and That Blam Debt. So
I saw that. Yeah, it did look pretty cool.
Yeah, looked like the Warhammer covers. I remember those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danielle, your opinion on it?
Yeah, I thought this was so much fun. It was class. It's this type of metal is not something I would have gone for maybe a year or two ago, but Jesus, I've really gotten into it lately. Yeah, again, it's one of these ones that I can imagine this going down really well live. I
think heavy, isn't it?
So heavy. You can't help but just bang your head to it. I really like the name as well. Humanity Check. They seem to have a very together package, don't they?
Yeah.
And yeah, that artwork, I'd love to see it on a t-shirt.
Yes.
Class.
Yeah. The only thing that and it's not a fault, because I mean, obviously it's the bands that make the decision at the end of the day, but the very last section, the solo, it just ended. Literally, I was just
stopped.
Yeah, just stopped. It was like I was waiting for this fantastic solo right through, and it was, but it was just a shortened, and then bang, song was over. Like I was just going, wow. So, but yeah, that's down to the band.
Howard sent in his feedback on that as well.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so meaty intro, cool start, flow is great, feels like a band in the room. Dead vocals are done to death, but there's a charm in there. Definitely agree with that. Pace change is great. Feels like 4 or 5 great songs melted together. It goes on a bit too long for one track. Harmonic pings are hard to listen to, done to death. Outro sequence is fantastic.
Yeah, that's the solo leading out. Yeah. He sent in Coma's review as well there. So going back to Coma, he said drums are seriously tight. Drum machine sounds separate to the mix. Seems like basketball's bouncing in time. Hints of vocal harmonies are cool. More of that, please. The Cookie Monster vocals falls flat for me. Great key change and intro. Great key change and into an impressive extended solo. Love the outro. Sounds like it was recorded for radio. Slick but flat energy. So that was Howard's impression of Coma.
His reviews are funny because you're like, oh, he's loving it. And then he'll just say something and just cut it.
Like, it's great, but
basketball's bounced in time. That's a new one, man.
Fair play to Howard.
Okay, song 3 is Strangers with Guns. Time enough at last. I know they don't need any introduction, do they? To the show. Jesus, we've had them on so many times now.
Yeah.
For songs. And there's no favoritism on the show, but to be fair, their output over the last year has been impressive, hasn't it, Danielle?
Yeah, it has been, definitely. Yeah. Hard
okay,
working.
so this is the latest single, Time Enough at Last, and there's a shout out to the Twilight Zone, Mr. Sterling. So do you know what? I just checked how many views. The video is excellent. I'd recommend everybody check it out. It's clocked up 1,400 views already. That's pretty impressive.
Nice.
Okay, so we'll give this a spin. Okay, Danielle, over to you. Strangers with Guns, Time Enough at Last.
Yeah, I suppose it has that kind of Strangers with Guns kind of almost unpolished feel to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which is, I suppose, is kind of what they go for, really. Kind of had a clutchy vibe off of it. Did you feel that?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I think the start of that solo as well sounded very Metallica kind of solo there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed this one. It's kind of catchy. I don't know, could you think this one could have done with a little bit more polish? Maybe. I suppose you could say that about most of their stuff. It depends on if you enjoy that kind of rawness that they give. But no, I did. I really enjoyed this one.
What did you make out of the lyrics?
I didn't pay too much attention to them actually, which is unlike me. Yeah.
It just bugged me the way there's always on time. That just, I know it's the main chorus, like there's always on time.
There's definitely something behind it because, you know,
of course.
There's something behind that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was, there's always all the time. That's what I was
There's
hearing.
always all the time.
There's always all the time.
And maybe that makes a bit more sense because I was hearing there's always on time. So I was
Yeah.
just going, that makes
Oh.
no sense to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Jeff, Washi, and Rennick. There's issues with the band, according to Jeff. I don't know, are they splitting up or they staying put? I'm not sure. I think the two lads are leaving anyway. So
Yeah.
Watch this. And we'll wait and see if there's any update from Jeff on it. Letty, are you familiar with Strangers with Guns anyway?
No, they started following me on Instagram the other day, and I was
Obviously
in work.
they know that you're part of the metal cell now.
Yeah, and I was like, Strangers with Guns, what rap collective is this? And I was like, oh yeah, it's cool. Good song. I'm not a massive fan of the unpolished sound. Like, I love a bit of, if you're familiar with the band Knox Loose.
Yeah,
I've heard.
Like, I love his style of vocals. The lead singer of Strangers with Guns just doesn't do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I have it's a weird thing with songs. I don't like it when they say the same words to end like a sentence like more than 3 times in a row. It's just a weird thing I have. I just think it's like they're looking for an excuse to rhyme it.
Yeah, there's you could aim that at that song anyway, definitely.
No disrespect intended.
Oh yeah, it's just your own personal opinion. Yeah, and to know their last song as well, there's an undertone of that coming through as well. But I mean, the slow one.
Danielle. Yeah, it was
the one with the clown video.
Yeah, was it a piano? Was there a piano in there? Free to vet? No,
it was definitely not free to vet. Well, it
No.
may. Do you know the one where it was a black and white video of the clown?
I'm just thinking of the 1975 video of the same concept.
Okay. I know they ripped it off some free download service, where there's
they just and we thought we were really impressed with that.
Yeah, that's the song, but there's
it wasn't Dial It Back, was it?
No, Dial It Back is way too fast.
But yeah,
Jeff now is just
I am
going,
Henry Rollins.
Come on.
I am Henry Rollins.
No.
We'll
get it.
We failed the
Strangers with Gun fan club. Yeah.
Strangers with Guns. We can't even say their name anymore.
Oh, lads. But anyway, so it's a thumbs up, yeah. Impressive. And as I said, the video, check it out, lads. There's I don't know where they got that from, but again, it's impressive, to put it mildly, for an Irish band. And hopefully I'd hate to see him finish up. I'd like to see him continue on in some form or other. So hopefully, Jeff, shout out to Jeff anyway. Best of luck getting new members in. And if you need a drummer or two, they're right in front of you here, Danielle and Letty. Okay, so on to the fourth song, A Welcome Return to a Sect. And the song is Revolutionary Suicide. It came out 2 days ago. And big shout out to Aidan, who got in touch with me. It's Aidan's vocal debut on this song. He's doing vocals and bass. Shout out to the rest of the lads as Willow, Luke and Dave. And the video again is very impressive. If you had a chance to check it out, lads, I'm not sure if you have, but we'll give this a spin. Revolutionary Suicide.
I lay my life down. This was from
That is my favorite out of the four songs.
Yeah.
Danielle, did Howard get back with feedback for Strangers with Guns?
He did, yeah. 2 seconds now. He also has an ASECT one there as well.
Okay.
So
maybe read out the both then.
Yeah, so for Strangers with Guns, vocals are reminiscent of a Tipo band, Castro. Similar
From
vibes.
Tipperary, is it? Yeah.
I presume so, yeah, maybe that should be Tip.
Or is it a new genre?
A Tipo band.
Oh yeah, my new band, they're like so Tipo.
I should just start describing my music taste as Tipo.
Tipo, yeah. Feels like there's timing issues. Maybe they played to click and lost flow. Guitars very saturated, monotone delivery, I think. The pace change is welcome, but the songs seem to end unfinished. Probably a case of confidence beyond their means, no bad thing, but it doesn't feel like this will develop anywhere soon. Okay, so for ASECT, favorite track of the bunch. I think that's across the board, nearly for all of us. Favorite track. Yeah. A solid delivery, reminds me of the noughties metalcore band Chimera. Remember them?
Yep.
Chorus,
actually, good point.
Chorus hints at some vocal melody. Be cool to see them go all in with that. Track probably goes on too long, but the outro is cool. Compared to the likes of Baylor and Worn Out, the lads hit and run with their tracks, which is important in that genre. It can tire your ears being so relentless, but this track would grate on too long for me live. It's pretty fucking solid.
Okay.
So he's very
Okay, Letty, let's start with you for this. ASECT, Revolutionary Suicide.
Is Aidan the screamer or the clean singer?
He's doing the vocals on this, yeah. So
He's
the main vocal, so I'm not sure.
He'd be great for a Pantera cover band. His screams just remind me of Phil Anselmo, circa Great Southern Trendkill era. Especially the end of like the first scream. It just reminds me of the outro of, if you're familiar, Suicide Note Part 2. You know, when they're all just absolutely screaming and wailing. Just reminds me of that. But good song. Definitely I'll come back to it. And I need to definitely check out more by them. But mix was really good. Everything was really balanced. I definitely give it another spin.
Yeah. Danielle?
Yeah, really enjoyed it. I thought it was absolutely great introduction track for new singer. The intro is savage with the like all the newsreels. That was fucking unbelievable. Yeah, really, really good. I think it's the strongest ASECT song I've heard in a long time.
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to see where they go from here, because this definitely had hardcore elements in there as well.
The heaviness as well. And as you
brilliant.
said, the production, Letty, was brilliant on it. Really
in
your face, isn't it?
Yeah. Brilliant. Looking forward to hearing all the rest of their new stuff that comes out now.
Yeah. Aidan was playing, was it guitar or bass with Psychosis? That was the last time I met him in Dolan's for the Evil gig. Yeah, Psychosis supported them.
Cool.
Yeah. But Jesus Christ, for his first attempt on vocals, though, lads.
Savage.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. He's got the chops.
He definitely does, yeah. So that's brilliant to know that they're up and running again, and what a comeback. So I'm just wondering how much material have they. Definitely going to get them on the show. So we'll have to wait and see what they've planned. So that's it. You read out Howard's last piece. Howard has a power cut. So basically, he won't be getting back onto to join us anyway, lads.
He's
So,
MIA.
Yeah.
a power cutting passage. Who would have thought, huh? And they don't have generators down there. God,
No, there's no petrol generators there, by.
Jesus. Okay, so Danielle, you came up with the topic of the night.
Yeah.
So the same headliners seem to come around for every big festival. So maybe we could talk about bands that can take their mantle. Very interesting.
Yeah. Just kind of it's starting to change a little bit, but I found there for a few years it was just the same ones coming around. You could
stop. You could predict it, couldn't you?
You could set your there was this whole thing I used to do years ago, like
set
festival
your alarm
maps.
clock.
Yeah. Yeah. You'd be like, oh, they haven't been around in 2 to 3 years, they'll be on, and there's still obviously an element of that, and it's understandable, like you can only have so many stadium bands going around doing festivals.
Yes.
Well,
but I was just
sorry, you go
ahead.
No,
go on, Letty. Yeah.
Well, they've got to pick ones that are like on tour, that are like currently like doing like, you know, live stuff anyway. Like they're not going to pick like a band that hasn't done anything in like 15 years. Like they got to pick ones that are kind of, you know, touring new material.
Yeah. They still did Pantera though, didn't they? Pantera at Hellfest.
Well,
brought them back.
Pantera.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, did you see them actually?
I fucking did, yeah.
Are they any good?
They were fantastic. Do you know what? Pains me to say this, they sounded better than Slipknot. They were.
Ooh.
Fighting talk. Coming out
I know, and
fighting
Slipknot
tonight.
are my like when I was a kid, like growing up, Slipknot were everything, but the Slipknot sound was a bit muddy. Pantera's, it was crisp. They played
Did you
fantastic.
see the new member for Slipknot?
Yeah, he was running around throwing himself about the place.
Really?
Yeah.
Who is he or what is he or what's his character?
He's the new keyboardist. Craig quit.
Yeah.
And they immediately replaced him.
Yeah, they also like took down the post saying that Craig left. It was all a bit strange.
But then they re-uploaded it.
Yeah. And Clown wasn't there because he's gone home. Basically, that sounded really weird. He just went home. No, his wife is sick.
He was wanted in the Strangers with Guns video.
But yeah, you do obviously you can pull headliners out of bands coming back off a farewell tour. But
yeah, it's just it was a tired scene in relation to headliners, so wasn't it? You know, as you said,
like Iron Maiden, Metallica.
Yeah. What else? There's like Scorpion, Saxon, Megadeth.
Jesus Christ. When I seen Scorpions announced last year for Hellfest, they had a song that they played that was 60 years old. Like,
there you go. Like, I've yet to fucking see him, which bugs the shit out of me. It's really annoying me that I've yet to see him live. Like, but
well, you probably still will get to see them. They'll be touring for the next 60 years. So.
But like, you know, you're right though. There's endless combinations of the same fucking bands hitting Europe every year or every second year, you know.
But it's just giving them the headlining slot is the thing. And like, I don't know, is there any bands that you guys have seen that you think are worthy of a headline slot?
Yeah.
That kind of
So the first one I went for straight away is Turnstile.
Yeah.
Unfucking believable band. I mean, they have just literally gone upwards at a severe arc, you know. So, I mean, they are so hardworking as well. It's not as if they're fucking going through the motions. They are absolutely one of the best bands you could possibly see live. And like, they just had one of the best years ever. I was saying last year, 2021, even in 2022, those 2 years for them were just crazy. I think they got a Grammy nomination as well, as far as
they got robbed of it, but you know, even to get nominated.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't win it. They got nominated.
Who won that? You don't know?
I think Ozzy might have taken it off of them.
Oh Jesus, fair enough. I'm sure they wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
No. I was just glad Machine Gun Kelly didn't win it.
He was at Hellfest as well.
Oh God, did you go see him?
I did not. No.
Of course you didn't.
No.
Danielle,
I did not.
As if you would, like.
Yeah, but Turnstile are great as well. A great choice, Richie, because you need someone who's somewhat accessible. You can't have an extreme band as headliner because they're not going to get the draw of the crowd.
Did you see the Coachella lineup for this year? I thought it was very weird that Knox Loose was booked to play it.
I think they always have a bit of a mix, so there's always like a random or two token metal band thrown in there.
Yeah.
I just
They
thought it
always
was
have
very
token.
strange for them. Like
Yeah.
Billie Eilish was there, so I think they played one of the smaller stages, but even for them to get booked on it, I thought was very strange.
Yeah.
Mm. So,
Yeah.
Letty, have you got one to throw in for the crack anyway? And we'll just kind of work our way through a few suggestions.
They're not metal, but I think they draw a good crowd. They're horrorcore trap metal kind of thing. I think Suicide Boys would be a very good pick.
Okay, educate me. I haven't a clue who they are.
They're two rappers that came up in the SoundCloud rap scene.
Mm-hmm.
But they were also at Coachella as well, got one of the worst crowds ever. But they have played the huge stadiums in Europe, but no one's kind of booked them for anything because they do dabble in like the metal scene.
Okay.
Like
they wouldn't be as metal as we'll say Body Count or any of those, like, but
no, but they do have metal influences. Like their music video for Paris, I think someone dubbed it in the comments as "This Generation Smells Like Teen Spirit" music video.
Okay. Have you heard of them before, Danielle? No.
No,
Yeah,
I
that's
haven't.
cool, man. I mean,
Yeah.
Jesus, let's check them out. And over to you, Danielle. What suggestion have you got?
Well, I was just going to kind of bring up that the Download are usually actually quite good for giving a younger band a chance, like Bring Me the Horizon headlined Download
Yes.
this year.
I
Yeah.
think
And
they really proved themselves this year that they could be passed the torch because their set was supposed to be legendary.
it was supposed to be unbelievable. Yeah, they got really great reviews. And I remember like when I first started listening to Bring Me the Horizon in 2012, I literally just randomly put on them playing Download, and all the comments were like, if they play like this again at Download, they'll headline the next time they play, which is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So I think that was a good opportunity. Now, I suppose the problem with just Bring Me the Horizon is that a lot of their newer stuff isn't exactly metal. They've kind of gone a bit more into the mainstream, which lends itself as well to being a festival headliner.
True,
You're a bit
yeah.
more accessible.
Yeah, I've them down actually. Bring Me the Horizon, yeah. Which
Yeah, they're a good one.
I have Kill Switch Engage as well, but are they actually nearly at that stage now as a headline?
I think they've dropped off quite a bit.
They're headlining Bloodstock this year, aren't they?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think they're, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, no, they like on that note, like Trivium were a band that were years ago pinned to be the
fucking
next.
hate them, but yeah,
they were going to be the next Metallica. That was the whole thing about them, and they just never really. Now they have some great songs, they have some clangers, but they just never came to fruition at all.
But they're very popular still, though, aren't they?
Yeah,
they are. They're still very popular.
I'd say they're probably headlining festivals around Europe. You know, on one night, they're probably the headline.
I'm not sure if they're on Blue Ridge, if that happened. I'm not sure if they were on that bill.
Yeah.
They were definitely one of the headliners in Bloodstock the last time we were there. And it was just waves of people leaving. And we were just in the other tent dying, laughing at the amount of people that were leaving for them.
Yeah.
I've got an unusual band and I've only got into them in the last few days, but I can see the potential with these lads. They're a British band called Sleep Token. I don't know how any.
I fucking love Sleep Token.
I can't stand them.
I fucking love Sleep Token. Yeah.
I love the extremes there.
Yeah.
I don't get the hype with them.
Well, that hype somehow fucking got to my ears, Letty. Okay, so that's
I'm
a
surprised
good
you
sign.
like them, Richie.
Yeah, look, do you know what? There's some songs that I'm just going, okay, that's like a bit too fucking indie for me, but they'll get it right. If they're clever, they'll get it right.
Well, they've sold out Wembley in 10 minutes.
What?
Well, not Wembley, the big Wembley. You know, there's two Wembleys. They set the one for 10,000 people. They sold out in in 10 minutes.
Jesus Christ. No,
Yeah.
I didn't even do fucking any background check or anything like that to them, because I didn't have time basically getting this show together. But
Yep.
I know the front man has a mask, hasn't he, or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. They've kind of, and I know you're going to hate this comparison now, Richie,
No,
because you hate.
don't fucking say him. Don't say him.
But
that
they're
was-
like Marmite, a bit like another band called Ghost.
Love
Yeah.
Ghost.
Yeah, I love Ghost as well.
Fuck Ghost. But I can understand. The. Is it just because of the mask? Is it? And
No, it's just because of like they're kind of Marmite. You either love them or you hate them.
okay.
Kind of a thing. But yeah, no, Sleep Token. That's a great shout, Richie. They could 100% make it to being headliners if they play their cards right.
Yeah, because like there's a mix for everybody in there, and
There is.
they're certainly ticking boxes for me. But there is elements there that I just go, oh, Jesus, lads. But that's the one I've been listening to, the new album. I don't even know the name. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Summoning and all that.
Yeah, but there's serious talent in there. They know how to write songs, and yeah, I can see potential there big time.
Yeah, it's a great shout.
Can I fuck off now? I got one right, or did I?
Yeah, good job, Richie.
No, I'm going to ruin it with my next choice anyway. But Danielle, over to you.
Well, I thought like last year at Hellfest, they kind of had a bit of a random mix of headliners because they were supposed to have System of a Down and Fate No More originally, and then COVID happened, and
they were going on that tour with Korn, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, which I would have done anything. I haven't seen System of a Down. They're my number one band to see, but Gojira headlined Hellfest.
Mm-hmm.
They did a great job.
Yeah.
Ghost headlined the other night. They did a great job. Not the best I've seen them at, but Deftones also headlined and were fantastic. Deftones are kind of
borderline.
They're teetering on the edge of becoming. But one thing I have noticed as well is a lot of these younger bands don't have, like with all those, except for with the exception of Ghost, those three that I mentioned there, they didn't have the stage performance.
Yes.
And that's something I don't know. Is it that they just don't have the money yet? But Deftones are amazing and they played brilliant live, but there's a lack of something there, lack of a stage performance.
Yeah.
And I do think you nearly do need that element to get you to the top, to get you those headlining slots.
Yeah.
They're more of an indoor band, Deftones are.
Oh yeah. Like I haven't seen them indoors, but I'd imagine it would still translate better indoors.
They were supposed to come when they released Ohms.
I still have the ticket.
I cried when they announced they cancelled. I actually cried. I was in geography and my teacher asked me what happened. I just said Deftones cancelled. She didn't understand what it was.
Yeah.
Did she go, Letty, do you know that you're not supposed to be using your phone in geography?
Well, it was for it was on Teams or something. She uploaded something on Teams and I just got an email. I actually bawled over it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But
who have you got, Letty?
I Prevail.
Okay.
I Prevail. I've never listened to I Prevail.
I've heard of them, but again,
I've heard of them.
They came, like, they were supposed to play the Academy, but it got postponed 3 times and then got upgraded to the Olympia. And I got tickets and I went with my mom and they were just so talented. They just blow you away. They're so good. They've got 2 lead singers, so that amps up the energy like more, and they're not tied to instruments. So they're running up and down, like, giving it all. And their drummer, Gabe Alguera, he's a YouTuber who does drum beats online. He's just so talented.
Wow.
Class.
And where are they from, Letty?
They're from America. They played Download. They weren't they were on the main stage, but they were kind of like one of the midday ones.
Yeah.
But they were very good. I've saw their set list that they uploaded. They played I think it was Grass Pop or Pink Pop, one of the two over the weekend.
Grass Pop, yeah.
Yeah, it was just so good.
And what kind of music would you describe them? Or they kind of mix of a lot of?
I describe them as metalcore because they have like a screamy singer and then a clean singer, but they do everything from like electronic type ones to like pure like thrash death metal. They're like
Yeah.
covering all the boards.
Okay. So that's another one there to look out for. Now, Danielle, I'm going to ask you. I have to ask you a favor. Read out Howard's synopsis.
Oh, 2 seconds. I get the old phone out there. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, Jesus. This is an essay. For the festival headliner thing, I think the bigger question is probably, will we even have these kind of festivals in 15 years? Very philosophical. The likes of Hellfest and Download are kind of forced into these massive bills where there's a huge pool of quality bands that probably wouldn't translate into profitable bands in terms of their own headlining show, with the exceptions of Maiden and Slipknot. There's no upcoming bands in the same scale of the appeal and attraction that the likes of AC/DC or Metallica would have had. Oh, he's going to say a band I was going to say. Mastodon would be a name with wide appeal that's focused on the musicians and their ability, as opposed to, say, Falling in Reverse, where the drama and the politics are part of the value in entertainment. It's scary, really. Seems like an out of control situation where the future of headlining potential on a massive platform will be dictated by social media engagement and popularity. The upside is you'll probably see the success of smaller festivals like Dunk or the Siege flourish, because it's hard to see those festivals ever having their roster dictated by trends.
Yeah. Good
Plus
point.
the comfort levels for the older rock fan base is already a factor. Stand in a field in the pissing rain or have a fresh pint and a short walk home to your hotel.
Yeah, that's
The old man coming out in him.
I've transitioned to that.
Yeah. Even with recent documentaries, Woodstock, Fire, the focus on the festivals is the side quest where things go wrong and become social media story. The model of growing a festival is dead. It's all become sustaining a festival. That won't last long in the big leagues. No profit won't result in downsizing. It'll result in complete collapse. You'll worry with the likes of Hellfest offering tickets a week later. It would suggest that they're either recuperating losses as quickly as possible or they're concerned about meeting their targets for next year.
Yeah.
I don't know, like Hellfest sells out in seconds, like, so I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for that COVID one where there was a double week, like, I mean,
last year, yeah.
Jesus Christ, that was just chaotic. Like, how many bands? It was just oversaturating the scene. I thought myself, it's just like if you're a European festival and you see Hellfest flexing their muscles like that, you're just going, Jesus Christ, like, what are we gonna do?
I don't know though. Like, at the same time, like, Damnation is so fucking good as well. Like, you're going to have people. Damnation and those kind of smaller festivals are more specified to one genre of heavy metal, while like the likes of Hellfest is kind of like a platter of all types of metal,
like Resurrection Fest and
exactly.
But I mean, Brutal Assault then is just extreme anyway, so
it's more extreme.
Okay, so that was cool from Howard. Do you know, when you were mentioning Knock Loose there, another band that I put down is Code Orange.
Yes.
They were at Hellfest this year as well, actually.
Okay, yeah.
They've gone very, very experimental.
Yeah. Avenged Sevenfold as well. They kind of started doing the headlining act. They've kind of haven't been around for a few years.
Yeah.
They have a big following, don't they? Yeah.
They're huge.
Yeah, but I suppose it's as Howard said there, it kind of doesn't feel like you have that many bands coming forward, this big massive stage show on offer. Like,
I was privileged, and you're on about people that can command the stage. I was privileged to see Power Trip. They were on the way up, man. They could have been literally as big as Metallica until Riley died suddenly. But I mean, to see them hit the stage in Bloodstock at 11 o'clock, and it was just like, holy shit, like, these lads are fucking seriously out.
I'd like to see Spirit Box headline. They're quite good.
Oh,
They're excellent. Yeah,
no, that's a
it's a good
good one.
shout.
Yes, fucking never thought of them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a great one.
I'm going to see them the 10th of July when they come over to the Academy.
Class.
Can't wait.
What? Are they playing
Class.
Dublin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's sold out, unfortunately.
How the fuck did I miss that? Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a great call.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah, savage.
They have an interesting buzz about them and the look as well.
The wider
Yeah.
appeal as well. They're not just pigeon, because that's like one band that I seen them at Hellfest and they blew the place apart. Apparently they were amazing in Dublin last week. It was Lorna Shore. But-
Yes.
But they're too deathcore. And you know, a lot of the older boys were watching them, and like you'll never get the likes of the death metal heads, the old lads, to watch them, even though if they gave them a chance, they're phenomenal. And I think part of it is because of their haircut and because of their name, but they are the business.
They were great. I was at that gig.
All class.
Everyone was very confused because they were playing, like, you know, before they came on, like Rihanna and like all these like salsa songs. But I will be completely honest. I went for the pig squeal just to hear him do that. I couldn't understand a word of what he was saying.
Oh yeah, no, they're class. He's. I heard Ingested were unbelievable.
Ingested were very good. We all on the third song, he got us all to crouch down, kind of like Slipknot, and we all got to jump up. He was very commanding on stage, actually.
Cool. Yeah, but again, like with Lorna Shore and that, you probably won't get them to be headlining the likes of Hellfest because they're deathcore.
They're a bit of a mean band as well because they blew up over COVID because of the pig squeal that your man did at the end of City Hellfire, I think it is. So yeah, but they're the real deal as well. They're not just a meme band, like, you know. Like Will is insanely talented. Like, did you see that documentary when they put the camera up his nose down to his throat to see how he does all the screams?
No,
Jesus Christ!
It's up on YouTube. It's so good.
Sounds intense. Class.
But he's just explaining how he does everything, and you get to see like all the vocal folds, like twisting and turning in like all these unnatural ways. It's so good. I'd highly recommend it.
Yeah. Well, you can probably attest so that he's well able to do it live.
Oh, he's like, I've seen like videos. He's just able to nail it 100% every time.
And he did it then live in Dublin. And you saw.
Yeah, he did. I was very happy his third song.
Yeah, that's a good shout, Lorna Shore. I think COVID really, they came to the fore around that time, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah, because Will isn't their original vocalist. Their original vocalist parted ways with him, and then they recruited Will, and then they just blew up to phenomenal like size.
Yeah.
Like I was going to say bring up Greenlung, but I don't know. It's hard to say.
It's good. That's an interesting one, all right, Richie, because
I saw him, and I saw him at Damnation, and I was just going, they're a combination of a few different bands, but having been around the scene now for 40 years, it was nothing that made my jaw drop by any means. It was good. Like the crowd were just going fucking bananas for him, and I was just going, okay, grand, but I don't know.
Yeah. They have that wide appeal because their music is very accessible.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I can,
like, there's Clutch there. There's a few different stoner bands thrown in there, but
I do enjoy Greenlung. I think they are very good. Maybe they can take it up another level. We could see them go further.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, Damnation acknowledging them, Bloodstock acknowledging them. What's the big festival in Desert Fest?
Desert Fest, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
they have a huge following. Like, I'm surprised they haven't played Ireland yet. Maybe they have, and I missed. I think they'd go down really well over here. But yeah, I can see what you mean. I can't see the potential for them to hit headliner.
Like what they could possibly do it for Bloodstock.
Yeah, in time they could definitely be a
Yeah.
Bloodstock headliner. I
Mm.
couldn't see them being the likes of Hell. I don't think they've broken
They'd be
mainland
f-
Europe.
Yeah, they'd be way down the bill for the likes of Hellfest now and stuff.
Yeah,
Definitely.
they're doing very well in the UK, but
Mm.
just a few more good albums. You don't know what'll happen.
Yeah. Any more there, lads?
I was going to say, like, I could see them headlining, but I'm a bit worried for them. They're a band called Vended. It's
Oh, yeah.
basically Slipknot's kids' sons,
Griffin,
like
yeah.
their band. It's got Sean Crahan's son on the drums and Corey Taylor's son, Griffin, on vocal duties. And I could just see them getting booked for the sake of it as like the second coming of Slipknot and them just not getting the crowds.
Yeah, they played Hellfest actually.
Did you go see him?
No, they're on 10:30 in the morning, so
Oh my God.
yeah, but like he sounds just exactly the same as Corey Taylor. Like he sounds identical.
Yeah, I've checked out some of their music. I think the music they're putting out now rather than last year sounds a bit more like them. Like their first song that they released, I just thought it was Slipknot 2.0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who actually rose very fast up to the point of, yeah, they're nearly close to headline. Is Volbeat.
They
I
headlined.
can't stand them.
They headlined. Yeah, they out of nowhere. It was really funny. I seen them in the Academy for €13 in 2011, and
I
within
saw
like
them as well. They were supporting
years,
somebody in Ireland.
yeah, within like 6 years they were headlining Grass Pop, and
Yeah, amazing, isn't it?
out of nowhere. I think they're a lot more popular on the mainland, like than they would be. Even though they headlined the Three Arena, didn't they? And
They did. They came
Napalm
with
Death supported them, or somebody.
Napalm Death and
bananas.
Skin Dread.
Yeah.
But they only sold 4,000 tickets. The free
That makes-
arena was empty.
That makes sense to me. Yeah. But
And another band as well that I just can't get the appeal of is Sabaton.
I only like one song.
yeah, there wouldn't be for me now. There wouldn't
But
be
I
for
mean,
me.
like
They
again,
have
if
a
you're,
great stage show though. Like they've got the
They do.
tanks and like all
they
that.
do, you
I
see.
can see. Yeah, that's it. You're right there, Letty. The stage show sells them really. Another one on that kind of wavelength is Manowar.
Ah, sure, Jesus.
Get that? It's not
Yeah.
for me, like, but again, they have that stage show.
No, those lads now are definitely in their 60s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are.
Now, one other band there I want to mention as well. Now they're extreme, like, but it's a band called Gate Creeper.
Oh yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah, their death metal band. Jesus Christ, their stuff is absolutely fantastic. Like they're heading in the direction of Cannibal Corpse and Morbid Angel in
Ooh.
relation to popularity.
Wow.
You know,
Nice.
so they've 2 studio albums out, and they're kind of, we'll say, the new wave of death metal that's coming through.
I've
Yeah.
I've got one more pick for bands I could headline. The Devil Wears Prada.
Oh, okay.
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
finally heard of them. That's good.
They opened for Wage War when they came over last year. And I thought it should have been the other way round because half the crowd there was there to see the Devil Wears Prada because the last time they came, I think it was 2010 or 2011.
Yeah, they were huge back then.
They got a good crowd at Resurrection Fest in Spain a few years ago.
Oh,
But
okay.
like they could pull the crowds if they wanted to. Like their last 2 studio albums are spectacular.
Wow. And are they hardcore, metalcore? What are they?
They're Christian. They're Christian metalcore.
Oh, okay.
But they don't shove it down your throat. Like they sing they sing about like zombies and like.
Okay.
Yeah, they were really big back when I was a teenager. They were like they were one of those bands like Bring Me the Horizon that
Yeah.
a lot of the modern
Okay.
metalheads didn't
Okay.
like because yeah.
They've got funny story actually. They got beef with Behemoth. So Behemoth were playing and someone threw a Bible at them. And someone told Nurgle, the lead singer, that it was one of the members of the Devil Wears Prada. So like Behemoth basically hate them.
That's funny. Speaking of Behemoth, you've given me an idea for another headliner. Rotting Christ are
Oh.
phenomenal. And they
Yes.
could carry, and I think they could bring
could, you're
themselves to
spot
have
on.
I think they could bring themselves to have a stage show that would, because anytime I see them,
They're amazing live. They're
they're
absolutely amazing.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Um,
They deserve
Yeah.
it, actually.
they do.
When you look at the likes of Amon Mart headlining, and Rotten Christ are as good as it, if not better than them.
They are. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a really good
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I'd always say Mastodon, but they're getting there. They're doing massive
Macedon are a headliner in Europe all day long. Like, sure.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be headlining Hellfest big though. They'd be headlining the likes of Bloodstock.
Which I've seen, yeah. Well, like, I mean, Gojira and Macedon both headlined Bloodstock when we were there, you know. So I mean,
They're going on tour together, Mastodon and
They are,
Gojira.
yeah. Yeah, all around the States. That'd be
that'd be fantastic.
it's a savage lineup, yeah. Yeah.
I'm just
Uh,
worried about the direction of Macedon in general, Danielle.
I didn't like their last album.
Oh, I loved
it's-
it.
Yeah, it's
I
just...
it wouldn't be my favorite of their albums. I didn't
No, definitely wouldn't be one of my favorites. Yeah, but I'm just kind of going, where are they going to go with this? Like,
I'd like to see them take it a step back.
I would too.
All right, yeah, back to the true heavy stuff. But the thing with Mastodon is every album is so different. You know, they are going to take it. They're not going to do more of the same thing. They are going to take it in a different direction. So I wouldn't be too worried about that.
Yeah.
But definitely, I do get the last album. I don't think it needed to be a double album. I think there could have been a lot cut off of it.
You're right. Actually, I think that was probably the biggest problem with me. Just
Yeah.
get work. It felt like work going
It
through.
did.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved it when I first heard it, but I got pretty sick of it pretty quickly.
I got it on CD, so I was just like, for fuck's sake, changing the CD and putting in another CD.
You're like, what year is this?
Yeah. But
I think a big selling point in Mastodon as well is their artwork. It's just so beautiful.
Yes. Yeah. Their artwork is stunning. They put a lot of effort into that.
One
just
of my
thought
favorite.
of another one as well, Zeal and Ardor. There's another band that are interesting.
They're making their way up the ranks as well, aren't they? They have a massive following.
I always Zeal and Ardor and Animals as Leaders as well. They're like two fucking excellent bands.
Class.
Polyphia are great as well.
Polyphia are deadly. Yeah.
Who?
Polyphia. Tim Henson
Yeah.
That's his name, yeah. Tim Henson.
Yeah. They're similar to Animals as Leaders, Richie,
Okay.
and kind of that instrumental, but the Russian circles as well.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. But
I'd love to hear what people have to say, like who they think are good.
Oh,
enough to
sure. I
headline.
know.
Yeah.
Listen, we're missing fucking hundreds because
Loads.
everybody has got different opinions on. But like, we're just trying to get bands that are nearly ready to step up to headline.
Ready to step up, yeah. I bet Evan's at home listening to screaming a load of band names that we've missed out on that we haven't
What was
thought
his
of.
favorite band? They split up, and
Every Time I Die.
yes, don't they have a new band out with the singer?
Not sure.
Yeah.
Just thought of a band there, The Ghost Inside. They are so close.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard of the Ghosts. I'm sure I've heard one of their tracks
They
recently.
had a big bus crash in 2017.
Yeah.
Drummer lost his leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds all very familiar.
They're so close. They pull
Cool.
huge crowds.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you Drain as well? They're another band I love. They're an American hardcore kind of punk band. But if you're into Drain, and that was through Evan. You'd be into Turnstile as well. But again, like, I was watching to see if they were playing Europe, and they're way down the bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I mean,
I think they came to the Academy in were supposed to play the Academy in 2020 or something.
I don't know. I'm not sure about them, but yeah, they're again, like, sure, like, I mean, it translates great over in America, but then when you're in Europe, I think the traditional heavy metal fans would just turn up their nose at Drain, you know.
Yeah, that's it.
And they then would love Sabaton and that kind of way.
Powerwolf. They're another big band they love.
Fucking hell, Powerwolf.
Yeah.
What's the other crowd? Turbo Negro, is it? You see all those
Turbo Negro, yeah.
back patches everywhere. Yeah, but look, we're tired of the old guard, bring in some new material.
That's it.
Some new
Yeah.
bands. Like, as I
Yeah.
said, like we've seen Megadeth, Metallica, we've seen them to death, Rammstein, Korn, Limp Bizkit, we've seen them all, like, so.
Yeah, it's time to. Have you seen High Lung, Richie?
Of course I have, yeah.
I've seen them, yeah.
I think I
Yeah.
fell asleep after around the fifth song, standing up.
Not for you, so.
Sure, look, the first 3 or 4 songs, they were fascinating. I will say that, but then I just went, Jesus Christ.
I think
like...
it's more of a religious experience more than musical.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see why they're lumped, like, in the metal kind of festivals. I don't think they'd be a headlining act now, like,
No.
but
Oh,
they,
fuck that. No chance. But yeah, good call. They're doing something different again. But I
yeah,
think their forte would probably be in the likes of the Tree Arena.
They
where-
played the board gosh when they came over here.
What?
yeah,
Are you serious?
yeah.
Yeah.
Was it originally supposed to be Letty? Was it supposed to be the Olympia or that they were
Yeah,
supposed to
and
be,
it
and they
got
bumped
upgraded,
up?
and then they just got shoved in the board gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And they sold it out, to be fair to them.
Like, can you listen to them on Spotify and just be?
I
Yeah.
find it very droning.
It's a visual experience. That's the way I look at them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their music is very droning. It's more like if you're going to go see them, it's for the visuals.
Yeah. So look, the best of the new bunch out there, and it sickens me, but they're leading the way is Ghost, aren't they? Really?
There.
They came out of left field and sold their soul to the corporate. What would you call it?
Capitalism, man.
Capitalism. Yeah. Fired all the members, and now it's all him. It's all about him. But look, I hate him, but you cannot deny the fact that they are just one of the big ones in Europe, aren't they? Huge draw.
At least they were big before TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
In relation to TikTok, have made bands bigger because of that?
Yeah, if you get a sound on TikTok, it'll basically blow you up, and like this band might get like loads of streams on that one song, but they're only listening for that little piece. Where Ghost blew up with Square Hammer in like 2017, 2018, but they went viral on TikTok for Mary on a Cross, and that's just brought in a whole new wave of fans.
Like, do you know what? I would be the coolest of the lot because I saw him supporting Alice in Chains way back in fuck knows how long ago. The original band members and everything. Like,
I love saying to the new fans that I've seen him twice.
Yeah. Class. I suppose like just another one to mention that they are old, but they've kind of, because they've come back as Tool, it's great to see them headlining.
Yeah.
They're fantastic.
Yeah, again, I'd rather see them at a festival rather than pay fucking 160 euros to see him.
Oh, I would pay 160. I seen them when they came to Dublin. It could be the best gig I've ever seen.
Did you miss your phone at the gig?
Not a bit, no.
What's that?
Did I miss my phone at the gig? Because they're not allowed phones during the gig.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
They ban them, yeah.
Yeah.
How did they do
Porcupine,
that?
they just, if you're seen with a phone, they say that security will take it off of you.
Okay.
Porcupine Tree requested that at Hellfest, which I thought was a bit like at a festival
Nah,
requesting that.
You won't get that.
You won't be able to, but
They're one of your favourite bands, aren't they? Porcupine Tree.
they won't be one of my. They would be Pete's favorite band.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I really enjoy them though. They'd be pretty high up there for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Headlining, I don't know. They don't have a stage show at all.
Okay.
I don't think they'd have the chops to headline. I don't think it's what they'd want anyway. They're more of a chilled out band.
Yeah. And about stage shows, look, we all know how good Tool are anyway, but I had the privilege of seeing Nordic Giants. Check them out.
Nordic Giants.
Yeah, they were on Dunk Festival, and it's two lads. They're dressed up completely in feathers, okay, and one of them plays drums, plays keyboards, plays rhythms. The other guy is also on keyboards. He has a guitar as well at some stage, but behind them is a full movie screen, and they have done incredible work with the movies to represent their songs.
Cool.
So as a live entity, it was one of the most exhilarating things I've seen in probably a year or two at least.
Cool.
Your man champions him hugely, Gavin from Damnation Festival. So while we were over with him, he says, "Who are you looking forward to seeing?" And we named out a few bands, and I says, "I have one as well, Nordic Giants," and he goes, "Oh, do not miss them." And they were on, I think maybe they were one of the earliest bands on. They were on around 1 o'clock in the daytime, and it was just nobody moved. Everybody was just, holy shit, this is a different level. And the way they do it probably would be like the Chemical Brothers or one of those acts, you know, that it's the visual is as important as the delivery of the music. So
cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of stage shows like Gwar.
Oh yeah.
Brilliant.
Unreal. Yeah.
So
yeah.
So that's great. Look, I mean, please write in the comments section below of who do you think. Give us your top 3 of new acts that are coming through that are on their way to headlining festivals for those that are listening and watching. And thanks, Danielle and Letty, for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us, Richie.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Letty, your debut. Well done.
Hope I didn't offend too many of you.
Yeah, well done. And shout out to Howard, who despite all the technical difficulties still managed to text in all these thoughts, and that was much appreciated. Okay, that's it, lads. Thanks everybody for watching and listening, and crucially support your local metal scene.